think Mutt is a cruel name for a child, and this is Nerdist News. CinemaCon, one of many vaguely defined annual film industry events, is going on right now in Vegas. Hate that place. And as part of Paramount's presentation about their upcoming slate of films, producer Frank Marshall dropped a fascinating tidbit about the upcoming Indiana Jones 5. After confirming that nobody else would play Indy, squashing rumors that old Harrison would bookend the film young Indiana Jones style, while a young Chris Pratt type took the lead, Frankie said that Indiana Jones 5 would be a continuation of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull story.
What? What? What?
But before you hit that panic button, let's break down what that might mean.
Just do it!
Thanks, Shia. For starters, Marshall probably only name-dropped Crystal Skull to confirm that everything that happened in that flick was A, canon, still not great, and B, not gonna be totally ignored by Indy 5's story, which, honestly, apparently is a good thing. When last we saw our hero, he had finally married the love of his life and was ready to settle down and raise semi-adult Mutt, I guess. It would be super depressing if Indy 5 started with, anyway, Indiana Jones got divorced shortly after that and is estranged from his son and also an alcoholic and also a little suicidal. But if Marshall is speaking more literally, what could his statement mean for Indiana Jones 5's story? Let's look at 3 potential answers to that question. First, it may mean that Indiana Jones will be struggling to maintain dual lives in Indy 5, one as an adventurer, the other as doting husband and caring father. It'd certainly be an evolution, if not a particularly interesting one. I mean, personally, I don't need to see Indy rush out to find the lost amulet of Charlemagne before his souffle is done rising. Plus, I hate eggs. Another possibility is that Indy 5 will continue Crystal Skull's story in a vaguer sense, continuing the idea of an older Dr. Jones who feels increasingly out of pace with a more modern world. With the 5th movie likely taking place in the 70s based on the franchise's timeline, it's the perfect opportunity to have idealistic campy Indy stand out in stark contrast against the oppressively dark and serious 70s of Watergate and Vietnam. And as we've suggested before, having Short Round return to seek Indy's help in Vietnam, now a badass played by one of cinema's greatest martial artists, would be pretty cool and give a 77-year-old Harrison Ford the chance to sit back while another character gets most of the action.
Nothing is impossible!
I mean, that is better. And then finally, the third and most worrisome possibility, aliens. Probably the only time I am not excited for them. Could Frank Marshall mean that an Indiana Jones who's been exposed to aliens, interdimensional beings, would have trouble shaking that memory? Will the 5 will focus on a Close Encounters-esque Indy who's obsessed with getting back into contact with extraterrestrial life, or worse, will it concern an invasion of some sort, with George Lucas not at all involved with this installment in the franchise? We're hoping for this as a hard no.
Yes, you can!
No, motherfucker, we can't. But however you cut it, there is a big question looming over the flick, and that's, how do you resolve Mutt and Marion? While it was nice to see Miss Ravenwood show up in Indy 4, Mutt was undoubtedly a hard botch. We don't really want him back at all, and with Shia being a little inconsistent these days, or consistently crazy, it seems like he might not be up for the flick either. But how do you write out Indy's own son, whom he just reconnected with in a non-super sad way? Here, free idea, guys. Just send him to college. Forever. But what do you guys think? Do any of these options sound appealing to you? Do you think we'll see Indy bump up against the 1970s? Do you think Marion or Mutt will come back? What about aliens? Let's discuss. All right, so folks, here's the thing. Yesterday, I tweeted that I chose #TeamCap, and then I got this reply.
Hey Jessica, great choice. Way to declare I like your hashtag. The real question is, when are we going to be on Nerdist News? Because we have got to talk about your choice. Yeah. I mean, it might not be right. That's the problem. He's putting it mildly.
Hey Russos! Why are you guys implying that I made the wrong choice? Filling me with doubt. I mean, I didn't come to this decision lightly. I'd been thinking about it for a while, all right? At least 5 minutes before I chose an option on your tweet. So here's the deal. Absolutely, you guys come to Nerdist News and let's talk about it. I mean, I gotta know what you know. Either way, you guys, the Russo brothers are coming on Nerdist News. 100% confirmed, maybe. Anyway, we're just going to take this as a confirmation. This is happening. I was so stoked when you guys responded to me. Malik, what's play about today?
It's the question of the ages. Is it too soon for a new PlayStation 4 model? What do you think?
Oh, my pocketbook says yes, but with the new tech coming out for VR and everything, logically I suspect no. Either way.
Either way, we talked about that on today's Nerdist Play.
Yeah.
Go check it out.